talked about studying nursing in Finland, I forgot to mention that I went to Jyväskylä Ammattikorkeakoulu, and in my opinion, that is absolutely, like, it's the best school for me. If you want to study nursing in Finland, I think it was the best school. We had really good teachers, and they were actually very dedicated to make sure that we got like 100% of everything. And I actually also didn't mention that when I went to Estonia for exchange, I didn't pay for any of that. And our nursing, like, I would say the principal of nursing, like the coordinator and like the big boss who was in charge of nursing, she actually directed me to a page where I could apply for like like in Europe we have this Erasmus. It's a grant that's given to European students so that they can go for exchange and they do not have to pay for anything. Like accommodation is covered and you're given a little bit of more money to spend. But because I'm not from EU, definitely that cannot apply to me. But now Jyväskylä had partnered with other universities and schools and countries so that students from outside the EU, including Africa, could actually get that grant. And it was called something to do with Nord Plus. So when I went to Estonia, I didn't even pay for my own accommodation. It was paid for, and they actually gave me around 250 euros extra for spending. So that was actually a good deal. So if anybody is looking for a school to study, I would guarantee that Jyväskylä was amazing. And also it's almost, I think it's known as the city of students because there's a lot of students. The school is quite big, and also there's the University of Jyväskylä. Like I was in Jyväskylä University of Applied Sciences, and then there's also Jyväskylä University, which are very different. So it's a city of students, and it's more accommodative even to international students. So if you're looking to study nursing, I will guarantee like that was an amazing place to go to. Now, after I graduated in 2018, I decided that I wanted to immediately start working in my field, but I had one problem. My Finnish language was very lacking, so I looked for a job as a practical nurse. Now, my degree is a registered nurse degree, and now in Finland they have practical nurses. Practical nurses, definitely, it's not a degree, it's like kind of a certificate, and it takes around 2 years, and they do a lot, but they have certain limitations that only the registered nurses can do. So I got a job as a practical nurse. Now, the pay is also not the same. They don't get paid the same, but the pay is not bad as well. And I got hired by the city of Seinäjoki, which was a really good thing for me. And as a first job, I did home care nursing. Now, for those who are wondering what that is, I know some people are thinking that I was in a resident home. No, it meant that we drove from home to administer care. So most of the patients or our clients were mostly older people, but we also had people who were younger, who couldn't really take care of themselves. So we had to monitor that they are taking medication, they are eating, like how are they actually living. So that's what I did. So I literally worked in my car. We have offices, but we would report in the morning in the office, and then each person had their own designated phone. And when you log in, like your work order comes, like where are you gonna go, like to which clients on that particular day, and on each day it changes. And then you go around and you are timed. You have like a time. You should be there from 9:15 to 9:20. So you really have to keep time. You have to drive, and it's a bit hectic, but it was actually really fun. The only time I didn't like it was during winter because it's quite dark and quite slippery, and having when you've not driven so much in Finland and then you have that kind of slippery, like the ice on the road, we call it like the black ice. You don't see it, but it's there. And even if you have winter tires, it's very easy to skid. Like when you start to brake, you can start to brake from here and your car will stop like I don't know where, like really far. And that's the only thing I didn't hate. But other than that, it was an amazing experience. I mostly worked with my own home clothes. The only thing I had to put on was a jacket and a badge to show who I am. and I was actually there for 2 good years. Now, while I was there, immediately I enrolled in a language school, and I just went there for 6 months. And then after those 6 months, I felt like there's nothing that the school would have taught me, because most of, like, Finnish language is really hard. It's one of the hardest languages in the world. What you learn in school and then what people speak are different. It's like in Kenya we have the Sheng. Like, you learn the pure Swahili in school, and then when you come out, nobody's using the pure Swahili unless you go to Mombasa. So it's the same in Finland. Like, whatever you learn in school, when you come out, they speak their own slang, and each location has a different slang. Like, where I live now, we call, like, the Pohjanmaa mure, and it's not the same as if I go to a place like in Helsinki. The mure is different. The Tampere mure is, like, it's quite different. They use different words to say different things and stuff like that. So I felt like school wasn't gonna give me what I needed. So, and that is the reason why I decided to stop. But I was already there for 6 months. So I used to clean at the same time. So I would wake up quite early. Maybe I would be in my cleaning job at around 4 in the morning, because I needed to be done. And then my school was around 30 kilometers away. So I had to drive to school, and it started at 8. And then after school, which ended around 1:15, my nursing job used to start at 2:15. So I had to drive back and direct into work. Like, I had a very busy schedule for about 4 months. And I think after those 4 months, I was like, it was good money. I was earning from the cleaning job, I was earning from the nursing job, and then I was going to school, and I was thinking, I'm really killing myself. Like, I am not God. I have just this one body, and I really need to survive for many years. So that is when I decided to stop my cleaning job. It was bittersweet, because I felt like that was easy money. Would I go back to cleaning? Yes, if they offered me a job, because I feel like right now I usually have a lot of free time. I could go back. Why not? It's money. It's a good job. Why not? And so I just focused on school and nursing. But at this point, I was just being a practical nurse. But then I worked there for 2 years. And was it the beginning of this year in 2020, I decided that it was time for me to try and apply for a registered nurse job, which I did. And it's not that I hadn't been applying. I had, but nobody wanted me. Sad. But also I understood, because my Finnish skills were lacking, and we don't speak any English in our workplaces. It's just pure Finnish. And I also feared, because if I make a mistake, I'm dealing with medicines. I'm dealing with people who have maybe life-threatening diseases. If I make a mistake, that is it. I can easily lose my license as well. But thankfully, when I applied this year, I got a job as a registered nurse. And because of this coronavirus, I couldn't, even if it was in the same organization, but a different working place. Like, it's the city of Seinäjoki was the one that hired me for this other job. But I couldn't easily transfer because of Corona, like just move because of the coronavirus. They had come a law that if you need to change your job, you had to wait for 4 months, just because of this Corona, especially for us, the health care workers. So I had to wait. And then after my summer break, I started in the new job around 10th of August. So that's where I have been now as a registered nurse. And I am so shocked, because I didn't ever believe that my transition would go that fast. And in my new job, I definitely have a lot of responsibilities, and I use Finnish the whole time. My emails are written in Finnish. When I go for more learning, because we nurses take, every time they school to learn more about medicine, about drugs, about what's going on, it's all in Finnish. There is nothing in English for me. Do I understand everything? No. But I decided that I will take it head on. And I have just realized that just being a bit brave can go a long way. So where I work, we have 4 registered nurses, including myself. And then the rest are practical nurses. So we work together. But then the registered nurses work closely with the doctor, and we work as a team, and we just assess what this, and I work like in I would call it like Banhaikoti and Palvelkeskus, where people need like palliative care, they are very old. Like when they leave where I'm working, it's either because unfortunately they are dead. Like that's like the end of life care when they are very old. It's like a residence home and stuff like that. So I mostly just do everything. We do everything from taking care of them, making sure they are fed, making sure they are taking their medicines, and then the registered nurses work very closely with the doctor to see how we can improve their life and make sure that when they have a quality life before they die. So yeah, that's just an update about what's going on with me at this particular moment and what I'm doing and how I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing week.